Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. I hope you had a restful weekend. We are going to start chapter 14. Chapter 14 goes through some geometry stuff. So we're going to kind of go out of order a little bit after this week, just so you guys can have some information from the last couple of chapters that we probably won't be able to cover, just to make sure you have what you need for 7th grade and just a highlight of some of the stuff that we would be going through. So we're going to talk about how to find area this week. Today we're going to talk about area of parallelograms, and then later this week, tomorrow and Wednesday, we'll talk about areas of triangles and then areas of trapezoids, and then a couple other shapes of finding area with. So getting started, we are finding the area of parallelograms today. So a parallelogram has 4 sides. So there are a couple examples on the screen, and this is specifically the 2 that you are going to find the area of today. So with area with rectangles, generally you say length times width. In the case of a parallelogram, it's the base and the height, which you can better see in the examples that we're going to talk about. So base meaning the bottom of the shape, and then height meaning how tall it is. So not the slanted line. So this is not the height, because that's not actually how tall it is. I'd have to straighten it out to find how tall it is. But from the top of the shape to the bottom of the shape, this would then be the height. And then the bottom of the shape would be the base, or the base of the shape would be the base. So we're going to work with rhombus, and we're also going to work with parallelograms. So getting into the first example, and we're only going to go through 2 of them. It's just multiplying the base and the height together. So as long as you are multiplying, you are most likely doing this correctly. So looking at this first example, I have a parallelogram. It has 4 equal sides. That's what these 4 lines represent. And then I have my base, which is down here. So this is my base. And then this line right here represents my height. So if finding area is base times height, I have area. My base is 6 yards, and then my height is 4 yards. So the area of this shape would be 24 yards. With area, my yards is going to be squared, since I'm really multiplying 6 yards times 4 yards. So my answer is going to have a square in them. Okay, so multiplying, make sure you add whatever the unit is. If it's yards, inches, feet, meters, centimeters. Looking at your homework, those are about the only ones that you are going to see. So make sure you're writing it with inches squared, yards squared, meters squared, whatever the unit is for that example. So looking at this next example, this is an example of a rhombus. So the bottom, or the base, this has 2 arrows right here. This has 2 arrows. So the top and the bottom are the same length, but then the two sides are different lengths, since they only have 1 arrow. So that's what makes this kind of a little bit of a different shape. So I have 3 times 2.5, because I have area equals the base. So the base is my 3 meters, and then I have times my height, which again is this part, the slant. So right here, this is not height. So my height is the up and down. Your height or how tall something is never going to be a slanted line. It will always be a straight vertical line. So then my height is 2.5 meters. So I need to multiply 3 times 2.5. So I'm going to do that over here. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And then I have one number behind my decimal point, so I need one number behind my decimal point. So I have 7.5, and then I have its meters, and I have 2 of them, so it is 7.5 meters squared. So that is how you find the area of a parallelogram, or how you find the area of a rhombus. So just multiplying the base and the height together, putting the unit and making sure it is squared. So if you guys have questions, please let me know. I will see you tomorrow to talk about how to find the area of triangles. Bye, guys.